Now there are two ways to do this. We have the automatical dimension and the manual dimension. I believe we all know the manual dimensioning, but the automatical dimensioning, I will just how to now we want to dimension this floor plan using the automatical method of dimensioning. What we're going to do is to come over to marquee. I'll cover the entire area of this design or of the wall, any of them. I'll come over to, after marking, I'll come over to wall. Once I click on wall, I click Ctrl A. I highlight all the walls only. Come over to document. Come over to document extra. I'll see automatic dimension here. I'll come over to exterior dimensioning. When I come to exterior dimensioning, the wall hole size, everything there is okay. What I will just, and I make sure that these three things are ticked. Dimension structures are ticked. Dimension external geometry are ticked. Overall dimension are ticked. Then this is now the differences or the distance in the distance apart between the first dimension line or the second dimension line. If 500 is too small, you can make yours to be around 800. Then it's not your choice if you want to place the dimension on the four sides of the house. So I want to do that in my dimensioning. I want it to dimension everything at once. And I'll click OK. Now how to place this? You come over to, you zoom in at this black point, just do a little bit stretching out, then hit the hammer. After hitting, you can also stretch this also hard, then hit the hammer here. You can see it's just automatical dimension this house. So right now then you can click on escape. Right now I've automatically dimension the house, and this is how it is meant to be. So I've dimensioned this house automatically. I've dimensioned this floor plan automatically, but the whole thing is that we don't really necessarily need this particular one here. This one here is for grid, so I'll just use my alternate key to pick this up, then dimension for grid separate, because it does not dimension the grid element, because it does not dimension what the grid 2 element 2, so dimension for grid separate. So that's just the only difference I'll just add to the design. So the dimension is actually very perfect and neat. You can see the first line is the end-to-end dimension. We're speaking everything, both the end, the windows and the arches and the doors, everything that is seen is speaking. The second one is now picking from wall end to wall, from wall to wall dimensioning. The third line is now the grid dimensioning, while the fourth one is the total length dimension. So after I'm done with that, I can also delete and move this a little bit down, then delete this because I don't need this. I can duplicate this. Instead of dimensioning that side again, just duplicate this, Ctrl+Shift+D, bring it to this side. So the same thing applies here. I can delete this, use my mark, use my dimension to dimension for the grid. That is the reason why I'm putting you must dimension the grid too. You must dimension the grid too. Okay, once I'm done with that, I can then separate it a little bit more. And then delete this while I duplicate the other one back there. Ctrl+Shift+D. As you can see right now, I'm almost done with my working drawings. So this is how a full working drawing should be. Not just only having only your internal dimension, but also your external dimensioning. You can add more graphics to your design by making the total length much more bigger or bolder, much more bolder. You can see what I did. I highlighted it and right click, then change this to 2000, then add mm in small letter, then make it to be 4. You can do this to make it add more graphics to your work. I highlight this. I can do this for the other side. Since they have the same dimensioning, I click on dimension test settings, change this to 650, add mm, then 4. So right now I'm done dimensioning this aspect of this